Hey everyone, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Keisha and today I'm going to be talking about my Upside Down Readathon TBR. So if you don't already know, the Upside Down Readathon is going to be taking place September 5th through the 11th. This is a Stranger Things themed readathon hosted by so many amazing women. The brainchild behind this whole readathon is Kendall from Victoria, and she is going to be hosting this readathon along with Liv from Liv's Library, Lauren from Lauren Love Reads, Jordan from Sorry Book Solid, Caitlin from Pride and Paperback, and Naomi from Naomi's Library. I literally could not be more excited for this readathon. I have been planning for like a month, just different content and stuff. So I'm very excited. They have so many things planned. There are a couple of different reading sprints going on. There's also going to be reading prompts, photo prompts, some fun buddy reads. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump into my TBR. The first book that I'm going to be reading for this readathon is Goodnight Beautiful by Amy Malloy. This one I'm going to be using for 2 prompts. So the first prompt is to read a book with a light on the cover or with lights on the cover. And I actually had never seen this version of Goodnight Beautiful before, but I found it on Pango because I was looking for a book to fill prompt 2, which is to read a psychological thriller. And this book fits both of those prompts. This is a psychological thriller. There is a physical light on the cover of this, so I know some people are having to stretch the prompt a little bit, and that is what I was gonna have to do too, but thankfully this one actually has a light. This book follows newlyweds Sam Statler and Annie Porter, and they are head over heels in love with each other. They have just started this new life together. They're very excited, and Sam is actually a therapist, and he has decided to do his therapy sessions in his home. So Annie is upstairs in their home, and she finds out that she can hear his sessions through the vents. Now, I don't know about you guys, but if I had the opportunity to listen in on things that I probably shouldn't be listening to, I mean, it's very enticing. So I would probably be like Annie and just be sitting by the vents seeing what I could hear. So everything seems to be going fine until one day Sam disappears after one of his sessions. That's all I know about this story, but it just sounds really good. I've not heard a lot of people talk about it, and I was hearing mixed reviews when it first came out, but it is a book that's been on my list for a really long time, so I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to get to it. It is a little bit shorter, so I'm hoping that I'm able to make it through this for the readathon. The next book that I'm going to be reading is A Cosmology of Monsters by Sean Hamill. This is a book that I have only recently discovered, but it sounds so good. This is going to fulfill the prompt to read a book with multiple points of view. I am not going to do it justice to try to tell you the synopsis of this on my own, and it's a pretty short synopsis in the inside cover, so I'm going to go ahead and read this to you because I feel like this will really intrigue you to pick this one up. Noah Turner sees monsters. His father saw them and built a shrine to them with the Wandering Dark, an immersive horror experience that the whole family operates. His practical mother has caught glimpses of terrors but refuses to believe, too focused on keeping the family from falling apart. His brilliant older sister Eunice can't exorcise them from her mind, no matter how many versions of the story she commits to paper. And his eldest sister, the dramatic and vulnerable Sydney, won't admit to seeing anything but the beckoning glow of the spotlight until it swallows her up. Noah Turner sees monsters, but unlike his family, Noah chooses to let them in. I have no idea. I have heard nobody talk about this book yet. I've seen it around, but I haven't actually heard reviews. I'm really hoping that this is a good book. I need this to be a 4 or 5 star read, preferably a 5-star, but I'm very, very excited for this one. So I knew I had to pick it up. It just gives me, maybe not Stranger Things vibes, but like monsters, and it kind of can tie in. So I knew I wanted to try to read this one for the readathon. The next book I'm going to be reading is Empty Smiles by Catherine Arden. This is going to be fulfilling the prompt of reading a book with a game or a competition. I am stretching this a bit because I don't think there's an actual legitimate game or competition. It's just the way the word game is used. Like if somebody's playing a game with you, that's kind of the sense of this book. This is the 4th book in the Small Spaces series that I have absolutely loved. It is a spooky middle grade series, and I am so excited to read this one, but it's also kind of bittersweet because it's going to be the last book in the series. If you don't already know this story, this follows Ollie, Coco, and Brian, who are 3 friends that end up going on this field trip together. I'm not going to tell you guys about this book because obviously spoilers, but in the first book, they go on this field trip together and learn that this story that Ollie read about in a book is actually true. And they're going to basically this haunted farm. There's some creepy scarecrows and a creepy smiling man, and things kind of take off from there. The first book is set in fall, and all the other books are set in different seasons. So the first one's set in fall, the second one is set in winter, the third one is set in the spring, and this final one is set during the summertime. So I feel like this is a good transitional book going into the fall. And the last book that I plan to read is going to be The Saturday Night Ghost Club by Craig Davidson. Now, this is a really cool prompt to be fulfilling. It is to read a host buddy read based on your favorite character. So I don't really talk about Stranger Things a lot on my channel or on my Instagram or anywhere, but in case you didn't know, I am a huge fan of Steve. So obviously I'm on Team Steve, which is Lauren's buddy read, and this is the book that was chosen by Lauren for us to read together as our group read. Some of the other girls have different books if you want to check those out. I think it was a really cool idea to have different buddy reads depending on who your favorite character was or what you felt like reading. This particular story is set in the 1980s, and it is an irresistible coming-of-age story about a group of misfit kids who spend an unforgettable summer investigating local ghost stories and urban legends. To me, this sounds like a little bit of Scooby-Doo. I think this is YA too, so it might be a little angsty, I'm not sure. But the reason that this one was paired for being the Steve book is because the main character, Jake Baker, spends his time kind of taking care of this group of kids. He befriends a pair of siblings and he initiates them all into the Saturday Night Ghost Club. So that I think is probably why this is the Steve book, because you have Steve who's the babysitter, which by the way, if you didn't already know, I was Team Steve. Like, I'm Team Steve. I literally just bought this shirt for the readathon. My excitement level has been a bit much. But anyways, I'm very excited to read this book. It's also short. I feel like most of these books are pretty short, so hopefully I will be able to get to them all for this readathon. So there you have it. These are all of the books that I hope to read for the readathon. 4 books is a lot for me to try to read in a week, so I probably will try to start a little bit early, but I'm excited nonetheless. If you would like any more details on the Upside Down Readathon, make sure to check out the links that I've left in the description box down below. I have linked all of the girls' videos so you can go check them out. And I highly recommend, if you are a Stranger Things fan, to check this out because it is going to be an absolute blast. Like I mentioned before, they're going to be doing all kinds of fun prompts, including some photo prompts over on Instagram. And I'm not going to lie, I have been so excited about these photos. I have been recruiting friends to help me take pictures. I've been working hard, and I know they're not going to be the best in the world, but I'm just so excited to share them with y'all and participate in this readathon. So thank you to all of the hosts for putting this together. This has really just given me a serotonin boost that I needed, and it's gotten me ready and rejuvenated and hyped up for fall. So thank you all so much. And for those of you who are watching today, if you don't mind, go ahead and drop a comment down below and let me know if you're participating in the readathon. And if you are, what book you are most excited to read, or maybe even tell me if you are doing a group buddy read and which book you're reading. Thank you all so much for watching. I am so excited to get this readathon started, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, friends.